So Sonic Crossworlds is finally here, and I'm so excited to make content on this game since I've played the beta on both the Switch and the PS5. I've managed to make it all the way to B+ rank in just a few hours after a lot of testing, and I was finally able to find the most consistent speedy boosting combo in Crossworlds. So I'll be going over why I use this specific combo, talking about the pros and cons, giving you tips and tricks based on my experience with it, and showcasing how it works online. But more specifically, what your strategy should be during the race so that you stay 10 steps ahead of your opponents. As always though, if you happen to have any other tips or recommendations on how this combo could improve, or what gadget combo I should give a try and cover on the next video, feel free to leave it in the comments section below. Without further ado, let's get started. So first off, what even are gadgets? Well, they grant you personal modifiers in races, and they split into different categories that determine what they affect, such as ring gain, ability, upgrade technique, charge, stats, support, item control, or upgrade. With so many different gadgets, there's bound to be a couple of ones that are better than others, or some that work extremely well with others. Now let's go over what I used to go from the bottom all the way to B+ rank, and we all know extreme gear is pretty good, especially for those insane boost stats, but as I was experimenting, I figured boosting isn't the end all be all, meaning the lack of speed actually showed a lot. So what I do is I use all of the first extreme gear parts, since I have a good amount of boost while also maintaining decent stats in speed and handling. And for the first gadget, we have Booster Tuner number 2. Since we're playing extreme gear, this is very useful to increase your boost stats even more. And if you don't know, your character and vehicle boost stats is what determines your boost strength as well as how fast you can charge it. However, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if this works on boost panels, and I am most definitely certain it does not work with the Wisp. The difference between Tuner 1 and 2 is that Tuner 2 has a slightly more speed, which is very important for this build. The second gadget is one of the most important ones to make this work. Extended Slipstream makes it to where Slipstream occurs more often. The reason this is so important is because we're running a boost focused machine, so you will most likely fall behind on speed if you aren't consistently boosting. This helps keep a decent top speed, plus since you'll always be close to your opponents anyways, this gadget will be active 90% of the time. So you're already benefiting from how often he'll drive past someone. The third gadget is what's going to require the most skill to get the most out of it, and it is Wisp Chance Up. It functions exactly how we would expect it, making Wisp item appear more often. Why is this so good? Well, let's look at the list of Wisp items. Bomb can be both an okay defensive or attack item. Void is really good for getting your rings back up and also a great defensive item, which leaves us with the drill, laser, boost, and triple boost. All of these 4 items are the key to outpacing your opponents, more specifically the boost and triple boost. If timed correctly, you can have an insane lead or catch up to someone in one turn. Keep in mind, this doesn't make it impossible for you to get any other items. Getting a shield right after a triple boost instead of a glove is a scenario that can happen and is why this gadget is so useful.
Finish!
You're mostly going to use your boost item for shortcuts, and you really have to use them at the right moment. And it's especially useful when used in conjunction with the last gadget on the list. And the last one is obviously the most important, which is quick recovery. I cannot stress this enough, the amount of times this has saved me from getting spammed all the way to 10th place to only slowing down to 3rd or 4th place. And if you've played in rank lobbies, you know how chaotic 1st to 3rd place is. What this gadget does is it makes you recover from attacks quicker. Although this uses all 3 of your gadget slots, it is very much worth the sacrifice. Combine this quick recovery with a well-timed boost panel and it'll seem like you didn't even get hit. Let's take a look at the pros and cons of this combo. This is a super high skill reward build, so the pros are being able to boost consistently, taking shortcuts more often than others, as well as benefiting a lot from constant drifting. Although the pros outweigh the cons, it's very important to be aware of your weaknesses. Items being the biggest one. Your recovery on extreme gear is very slow, which is why I use quick recovery, but getting caught off guard is still going to hurt a lot. Combine that with your lack of speed, and you're in for a disaster. That's why planning your boost with the Wisp is crucial to keeping the lead. What you can do instead is, once you get to the higher ranks like B+, A and above, is you can switch that gadget for a level 2 quick charge. You use level 2 because level 1 isn't worth it since you'll be getting it relatively fast anyways, and there's no point for going for level 3 since you probably won't be drifting for that long. So a level 2 charge is the sweet spot. You can opt for this gadget instead to do stuff like this instead of getting a boost item.
Finish!
Well done, everyone! Bravo!
Now that we know what we're using, what's going to be the game plan for all of this to work well? Well, let's look at the character. I want to use a character with good boost stats like Hatsune Miku, but high speed stats like Sonic. So I opt for Blaze. She is the one I got the most consistent results with and has the most balance in all the categories. By the way, Shadow and Blaze have the same stats, so choose which one you like the most. Like I've said before, you want to use your items at the right time. So taking a huge shortcut on the first lap is a good option if you're good enough to stay in the front. But most of the time, your goal isn't just to be front running the whole race. You really want to stay close to first, but also have a backup item to recover faster, like a boost or laser. Try to stay behind as many people as you can so you get the most use out of your slipstream to keep your speed at its maximum. But be careful, don't get hit by hazard items thrown backwards in the process. Keep your defensive items as long as you possibly can, and if you're not happy with what you've got, you can use it and roll for the next one. I recommend having at least one boost item for the last lap so you can cut through the off-road right before the finish line. Remember, this is a high risk, high reward. You'll get hit while on the off-road for sure, but if you cut the shield from way back during the second lap, for example, you should be fine. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I used this combo to climb ranks super fast. And this is what it looks like.